Hello, I've come up with a creative way for you guys to customize your own tumblers with your name on them. I am so excited to launch this. I hope you guys enjoy.
So a little bit about this cup. You're going to be able to order this in a 20 ounce or a 30 ounce skinny slurp size. Comes with a metal straw and metal lid. You're going to be able to choose your base color, which is the main color on the tumbler. So if you're doing a light lavender stone, which that's what I'm doing here, I sublimated it with the light lavender base color. So you're going to be able to choose your base color. You're going to be able to choose your font style. Now, when I put the name onto the tumblers, I like to keep at least 3 rows on the bottom and 3 rows on the top, just to keep it uniform and nice and neat. So when you get your name picked out, all the names are going to have this offset. So that gives you the option of adding an additional color around your name if you would like to do that. Now, if you don't want to do the offset, that's okay too. You're just going to continue your stones right over top of that white. So that is a choice that you can make. Now, another thing you can do with this is, if you're really crafty and you're used to doing this kind of a thing, you can actually you can order this all in grayscale if you want to do that. So that if you want to, you can do like the method where you go in a pattern in a diagonal, so you can have diagonal lines throughout this, like so. Or you can just do the one color honeycomb pattern. Just depends on how, what technique you want to do with it. But the honeycomb pattern is a good way to start, and then you can decide kind of what colors you want to use. So we do have an option for all grayscale. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into this. So what I like to do first is I like to do the actual name first. So your name has, like, inside of this offset a darker color. So I'm going to do this particular one with my dark purple.
So choosing the colors for this custom tumbler is going to be a lot of fun. And also remember, you can put queen here. You can use a different word other than a name. You can kind of get creative on this. So let's get started with our colors.
So you can make the name any color you want to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and then get started on the name and show you guys how I do this. So you're going to need your variety of sizes for your name. Now, if you wanted to use a bigger offset stone, you can. Don't worry about going outside that white line. It's okay. So for instance, if I wanted to use, let me get this stone here. If I wanted to use the larger white, it's okay. I can do that, and I can go past what's on the outside. Okay, on this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and use the smaller ones because I like that look better. So that's what I'm going to do here. You can use a bigger stone than what the offset size is for sure. You're just going to make sure it butts up nicely against your main letter. After I get the main name done, I'm going to go ahead and get my baseline around the top edge going. And then we're going to work down from there. So let's go ahead and get the name going here. I'm using Liquid Fusion. And here we go. So you're going to notice it gets wider in some areas it's it's very small, so that's why you need your variety of stones. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do this. Now, I like to have let me grab a stone here. I like to have my stones not go outside of the area I'm working in, because that way you're going to get a nice crisp font. So you want to just stay within without going outside of that dark area too much. It'll look super, keeping them all within that. So just use your best judgment on going around and figuring out what side stone goes where. You'll have to, you know, go up in stone sizes and then down. It just kind of depends on your font you choose. I'm just going to keep on going here. I can go a little bit bigger there. And then my font gets kind of big here. One. That a bigger one too. There we go. This one purple looks different than my other purples. I don't know how that got in there, but there. So let's go ahead and change that up. Just keeping them tight up against each other as you work. Going down a size here because it looks like it's getting a little smaller. And that stone looks a little bit different color. I think I have some stones mixed up in my tray. So we're going to continue that method all along the name. So you're kind of doing a honeycomb slash scatter in a way. Once we get into that, I'll show you how that is so. I love purple. It's going to be so pretty. So we're just going to just continue along. Smaller area there. And by keeping your stones within that colored area, like I said, you will have a really nice, crisp letter. Okay, so there is our J. We got that in there. Looks really good. A little bit extra excess glue there, but that's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on our baseline. We're going to just start on this and we're going to get as close to the edge of the cup as we can. And if you don't get super close, that's okay. We're going to go around and I'm going to show you how to get the bottom line really, really close. And all I'm doing is just pushing them down so they're nice and flat against that surface I'm working with. You can see how they're moving because they needed to be a little bit more in line with each other. So this is going to give you a perfectly straight baseline to start with. It's so important to have this line be straight. Sometimes I'll go around it twice just to make sure nothing has moved. Okay, so you're going to notice we have a really nice straight baseline to work with now. So once that dries for about 20 minutes to a half hour, now I use Liquid Fusion, so I'm not sure what other dry times are, but Liquid Fusion is around 20 to 30 minutes, so you can go ahead and start in on your next area. So we're going to let that dry for just a little while. I believe my name's dry enough. We're going to go ahead and move on to that. So this part here is, like I said, if you don't want to use the offset that's on your cup, you don't have to. You can as you do your rows, you can go straight up to your name. If you want to do the offset like I do because I want my name to pop a little bit, I'm just going to follow this as a guide. I can use any size stones I want here. I'm going to use kind of smaller ones because that's just the look that I'm going for. So I'm going to use these little, I believe these are 3mm maybe. That's what I'm going to use. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. And all we're going to do is we're just going to follow this name. We're going to follow, or I'm sorry, we're going to follow the letter. So all we're going to do is we're going to follow the letter. With our white stones all the way around. And like I said, it's okay if these are bigger than the offset. That offset is just a guide for you. You can use tiny stones, bigger stones, however you want your cup to look. I happen to like the size I'm using for this one right now.
Keep in mind the bigger stone you use, the bigger outline you're going to have, of course. But just go along each letter, pushing your stone right up against your letter with the stones that are already on your letter. Just keep them nice and tight, and then once you start to go around all the letters, you'll know whether to fill in the middles with white or if you're going to have enough room to put color in there. Basically, if you can see of the base, that's what color you want to use. The same color you used on your base. And that's pretty much it. Just go all the way around your letters, and then we will get to the honeycomb part, which is really simple to do, and I will show you my completed cup up to doing the details of the letters.
Okay, so as you can see here, I went ahead and went all the way around and did my honeycomb pattern. And when I got up to my name, I stopped at the last full circle that I had. So you can see here that there was some left over because I couldn't fit my 5mm rhinestone there. So I did everything up to the last full circle and then I stopped, okay? So I did that all the way around. I just worked one row at a time, going down or going around, and then I would stop. And I would continue the next row all the way around and then stop. Just stop when you run out of a full circle. Everything else you're going to fill in with smaller stones. So you are going to need a little bit of a variety of smaller stones, same color that you're using on your tumbler. I have already started this process, and you can see where I have filled in with a couple of different sizes here, and it filled in really nice. And since your tumbler's already the color that you need it to be, that's going to help mask some of the little areas that maybe you can see through to the cup, but barely. It's really going to turn out nice. So I'm just going to continue with that process. At this point, you're just filling in the small areas. So you will need some very tiny stones. And just place them in there until you can get everything filled in really nice. And that is really all there is to this process. There you go. I always try to get the biggest stone that I can in there so it helps fill the gaps. And that is it, guys. Once I get this done, I will have it on my website and you will all be able to see the finished product. I hope that you are inspired and I hope that you can customize your own cup. Remember, you get to pick all the colors and your cup size.
Of using the offset or not using the offset, you have the option of your color choices, your font, and just play with it and have fun. You can also do it in different stone sizes, so have fun with it. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned to the next one.